Partners in Community Inclusion. A journey toward creating one community. This DVD features families sharing their stories of creating a vision for their children to become self-directed and included members of their communities. Through meaningful relationships, natural supports, and community experiences, families are taking steps that can ensure full participation and a quality of life for their children. The first step in the journey to inclusion begins with the family creating a vision statement. The vision statement becomes the guide to identify opportunities and direct strategies. It is about the family's future dream for their child. Vision statements are made to be shared with family members, friends, neighbors, and professionals to shape meaningful experiences and focused services.
Creating a vision statement has really changed the way we live and the way we handle what we're going to be doing from that point on. It's like we just now have not just a destination, but we have directions on how to get there.
There are 3 keys to success in providing opportunities that enhance self-determination. The first key is the family's guiding vision that honors the child and what is important to him and his future. The second key is helping the teenager or young adult find his own voice through guidance, support, and community opportunities. Encouraging independent decision-making and learning in natural community environments helps them develop their own likes and dislikes and build confidence to express personal preferences. The third key is supporting the person as an adult to advance his own vision for the future and personal life choices.
If you really want these things, you have to go out there and fight for them, just like you would another person. Because you're important just like the next person that you're fighting for.
We will now see how families and adults are learning and developing self-determined lives for their children. Building block 1, creating a vision. Parent partners focus on creating natural supports in their communities, long-range planning, and enhancing partnerships with agencies and schools. Most importantly, parents develop their own unique inclusion vision for their children that is determined by their values and becomes a guide to pursue an inclusive life for their children. Pat Gomez shares how her vision for Brisa has changed their lives.
I used to have my vision statement in my mind, and now I share it with the school district, with the regional center, with service providers. And it doesn't need to be just a service provider. Sometimes it's individuals like the coach when she was playing softball. I didn't go to any special league. We went to the regular league in the community. So I had to share my vision in a way they understood, what am I trying to accomplish by being here? Otherwise, other people would look at my daughter as some people have in the past, where she should not be there.
You need a blueprint. You need the thing that inspires you to keep going when you get negative messages like, why do you want to be included in the community? You have a disability. Or your son makes funny noises. I have an inclusion vision because my son is a part of this community. And I've got a plan to help him be part of the community.
Allison participates in many community activities, helps out at her church, and works in her father's medical office.
That can save of my money, that can buy my own car and a house, that I can have my own family.
Building an inclusive community happens one step at a time, with children participating in neighborhood groups, helping others, and learning side by side with their typical developing peers.
The system isn't your answer. It is your tool. What are the outcomes for adults? Jobs, respect, involvement, leadership. People with disabilities need to be advising people where I work about what's really important. The world will not change unless you push it to change.
Creating a vision statement begins with a value. What is important to you and your family? Is inspirational and long range. Inspires commitment from others. Goes beyond the way things are today. Is a driving force for services and supports. Here is one parent's inclusion vision for her son, Nathan, age 13. Nathan will live independently and be an active community member. His learning will occur in natural settings. He will hold a real job, have meaningful relationships, and be his own decision maker. Here are the key words from Nathan's vision statement. Live independently, community member, real job, meaningful relationships, decision maker. The family now describes what those key words mean to them. Live independently, in his own home. Community member, live and work side by side with typical community members. Real job, a job he likes that pays a good salary. Meaningful relationships, people he cares about, who care about him. Decision maker, be the final authority on how he lives his life. The vision statement, identifying and clarifying key or important words, takes time. These are first steps toward taking charge of the future and becoming a partner in activities today that lead to self-determination and community inclusion.
For Nick, it gave him a sense of responsibility, other than just saying do this and do that. It has taught him independence, which I believe we could never teach him unless he learned it on his own. He's very comfortable maneuvering around the city and getting to know his community as well as the community getting to know him. And it's not something that we had to manufacture for him. He pretty much did it on his own.
Building block 2, applying the vision. Applying the vision is followed by creating meaningful goals and a plan to ensure they can be implemented. Using the vision statement and key words as a guide, families create meaningful goals that, step by step, help the vision become reality. The family then creates objectives, the specific activities that support the vision and goals. Making the vision a reality means families have their children participate in household responsibilities, join inclusive community recreational activities, participate in school IEP meetings and social events.
I think it's important for children all along the way to have responsibilities at home, to not be seen as exempt from those typical household responsibilities of taking out the trash and cleaning up after the dog and all those kind of things. When I was growing up, my brother has a disability, and for a while he would get off the hook to do some of those things. And somewhere along the line, my mom got the clue that that probably wasn't a good idea to let him off the hook. And I think that really has instilled in him some work ethic. He's seen hardworking people around him, and he was expected to join in.
An important component in living a rich life is being known and having friends. That means being a member of a community and being included in typical community activities.
When I learned that inclusion is not a place, it's not a thing, it's not a service, when I understood that inclusion is actually a way of thinking, is a mentality that we have, then we were free. We were no longer enclosed in this box, but then the sky's the limit. So once I learned that and I realized it and I appreciate it, going to church with my kid, going to eat at the restaurant. We are part of Girl Scouts. I'm going to be a Girl Scout leader. It is really rewarding because now I'm doing those things and life is a lot more relaxed. I feel happier. I'm doing something good.
Community inclusion means being known and knowing neighbors, having meaningful relationships, opportunities to participate in gainful work and business development, being of service to others. Another step is developing natural supports. Natural supports are relationships we have that enhance the quality of our life. They can include family, good friends, and school buddies. They are people with whom we share common interests. Natural supports are about relationships and networks we tap into during important times. People do not teach skills or facilitate learning. They nurture and support. Natural supports are about being with others, not having things done for us. Self-determination means setting personal goals.
Self-determination is for all people. Being able to learn and make your own decisions. Have a life that is directed by your own interests. Include your child in age-appropriate decision making. Make goals that you know that they can achieve with time. Allow them to be independent. Allow them to make choices so you can learn their dislikes and their likes. And then I want to tell you that you need to spend as much time with your child as you possibly can. Look at it as an investment that's worth having. Because when you see the finished product, even when we make choices that you might not agree with, when you see the finished product, you can feel secure that without you being around, my child is okay. My child is okay.
Participating in the community has helped many people transition to adulthood opportunities, including finding a job.
I was really shy. I didn't know what I was going to say. They told me, you really need to, be outspoken. Tell people what you stand for. Get your message across to your regional center. And they have really put me to do activities all the time, and this is great.
Most of all, I think I've learned to care about myself and to reach out to others that might not be doing so well.
Tom shares what it would have been like to learn about self-advocacy at school and at home.
I didn't get any encouragement from my teachers. If I had self-advocacy, I could have told my teachers, because I think it's very important that people realize you have the right to pursue anything that you want to pursue.
Parents share what it means when their children have a future plan for work, college, and living independently.
We found out about all these different things just by asking our neighbors and his classmates' parents, and just by looking at different things in the city And we just found that he was very welcome and they accepted him.
It's like we prepare for the other two daughters, try to help them to find their interest, what thing they like to do, and then also have a chance for them to learn, the thing they are interested at.
He felt very included in our community by doing all these things, and he's still doing it today.
I think it would be good for the people at the work, so they have the chance. Maybe in the real life they might not have the chance to have the people like a situation like Allison around them, but since at the work, and they will be able to have a chance to work with her, so they will be able to see how much she can do, and then she's very fun to be with, and then be able to enjoy to work with her.
As children learn about self-determination, they become more independent and find the path to becoming contributing community members ready for work. Building block 3, effective communication. Effective communication helps others understand what is important to you. Important elements of being a good communicator include listening, reflecting and responding, respecting different perspectives, and building rapport with the person you are speaking with. Listening. Listening means making sure you are paying attention and understand what the other person is saying. If you don't understand, ask questions. Ask the person to use plain language if you do not understand the words they are using. Reflecting. Reflecting means politely saying back what you heard. This shows the other person you are paying attention and understand what is being said. Ask for clarification if you do not understand. Responding. Responding means listening to the facts of what is being said, not focusing on feelings. Being connected to what the person is trying to say, not how it makes you feel. Perspective. Perspective means one way to look at a situation. Respect different perspectives by being able to see things from another person's viewpoint. Rapport building. Building rapport means developing positive relationships with the community and its members. Rapport happens when you ask questions, let others share what is important to them, see situations from another person's perspective, are patient and a team player. Rapport happens when there is mutual respect and is an important key to developing relationships. Key points for effective communication. Points of view are respected. People listen to each other. Each person is actively listening and observing. Questions are asked for clarification. People create solutions that serve everyone. Putting it together. Effectively communicating your family's values, vision, and goals helps create a community where all people are considered. We communicate in responsible and respectful ways to our children. Most of all, every day, we find ways to pass the vision on to our children. We respect their choices and the results of those choices. Inclusion is an ideal that speaks to how we live with one another. Inclusion is about learning to live with one another. It is not a single event, but a process of acceptance and equality. Include. We believe all people have the right to live in the community of their choice. Connect. We serve each person and family as being unique. Transform. We provide facilitation and leadership training